Shalom. First and foremost, all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, WabrakakWadash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. Pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters, also. The water, which means thank you to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the world of Israel and the world of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Matthew chapter 26 and 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So that's the importance of prayer. We are in this weak mortal flesh. Your spirit may be willing to want to do a video. Your spirit may be willing to want to go out and teach. Your spirit may be willing to do what's upright in the sight of the Lord. But the flesh does its own thing. The flesh is like a wild beast that has to be tamed all the time. Instead of you getting a video in, now you end up taking a long nap. Now you don't have time to get your video in. You need to go out and teach for the week. And instead of going out and teaching for the week, you just don't feel it. You feel like you can just put it off another week, another 2 weeks. That's what the flesh will do to you if you allow it. The flesh will put you in a spirit of procrastinating. These evil spirits use our flesh against us. And temptations come in various forms. Okay? Whether it be the lack of energy or the lack of drive, right? It might be a beautiful woman getting in the way. It might be money distracting your mind. It might be you going through a tough situation and your time and energy is going toward the negative of your situation. And it's intervening, it's getting in the way of what needs to be done, being this work. There's various temptations that we go through, and our flesh is very strong when it comes to hindering. The flesh is very strong when it comes to being wicked. But the flesh is very weak when it comes to doing things that are righteous. Okay? And that's a part of the battle. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, so you might be willing to do what's right. You might be willing to get your videos in, get out there and teach for the week at least once a week. But the flesh is weak, so the flesh will have you wanting to put things off from day to day. The flesh will have you looking at things in a negative light. The flesh will have you worn out in your patience. The flesh will have you thinking every day is the same. Nothing's changing. But the spirit is willing. We have to fight against our flesh. That's the battle. Our main opponent is ourself. Okay, the man in the mirror. Like that Michael Jackson song. And we're definitely fighting a spiritual war. Although our flesh is carnal, we are battling against our flesh. That is a part of the spiritual war. Because demons will try to use our flesh against us. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. So the battle that we're involved in is a spiritual battle. It's not a carnal battle. This isn't a battle about, getting your money up so that you can, re-up on guns and bulletproof vests and all these various things. Okay? The reason why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has asked us to pray is because the flesh is constantly in the way. These demons will constantly use the flesh against us. Okay? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. So we do this being in this spiritual battle in hopes to receive salvation, to cast down lies, because lies have spread throughout this world like a spider web. They've gone everywhere. It's spread everywhere. And the truth is just now really starting to make its move. That's how quick lies move. So being in a world full of lies, and we're telling the truth, we have so much against us. And then not only do we have so much against us, we have our own flesh against us. Our own flesh gets in the way. Okay? That's why it tells you in the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 6, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So to be carnally minded is death. If you're in this ministry thinking this is a physical fight, if you're in this ministry because you feel like throwing blows with Edomites and other nations, you want to, take everything to the damn boxing ring, well, that's being carnally minded, And as much as us being men, we have certain ways that we like to handle things. We don't like being pushed around. We don't like people trying to get under our skin. And there are times, people do need a left or a right jab and a knockout blow. But our primary concern isn't trying to get carnal. We're in this truth fighting a spiritual battle. And on days that we might feel cloudy minded, lessons may not be coming to us like we think they should. This is all part of the battle. And the flesh will just say, well, it is what it is. But the spirit is like, no, I got to produce something. I have to feed the sheep. The sheep must be fed. But the flesh will try to rock you to sleep and be like, well, the sheep can be fed next week. No one's going to listen anyway. You'll have demons whispering in your ear. Okay, and if you're not careful, you'll believe it. For to be carnally minded is death. And part of being carnally minded is not walking by faith. Not walking in the spirit is thinking you can handle matters carnally. All right? Somebody does you wrong, you want to run up on them. You want to go to their house, pull up with an attitude, with a gun on your hip. Being carnally minded instead of, praying to the Lord or asking the Lord for your asking the Lord for patience, asking the Lord to help your situation. Many men will instead just want to take matters into their own hands. And that's the carnal way. That's really the natural way. And that's in all of us to do. But that's, again, a part of the battle is to combat being carnal. Combat this war by fighting spiritually. Going to the scriptures, going to prayer, going to fasting, exercising patience. Okay? And it's very hard to keep your patience all the time in a society that's constantly poking at you, man. Sometimes some of the littlest things can be some of the most difficult hurdles or some of the most annoying things to deal with. It's like a fly or a mosquito. Both creatures are very, very small, but both creatures could also be very, very vexing. And small situations can be very vexing. Someone can say something small and yet disrespectful, and it can really vex you. It can really throw you off, man. I'm the type, when somebody disrespects me, I may not always, respond right away. I'm the type, I'll ponder on it and I'll just get more angry on it. I'll sit there and think on it and it will be in my mind. And it will just piss me off more and more. It will enrage me more and more. Like, who in the hell this mother effer think I am, man? Like, you have no idea what I can do to you. But we can't be carnally minded. Again, that's the battle. Our battle is spiritual. All right? And being carnally minded is death, because taking matters into your own hand wanting to get physical. Well, just like you can kill somebody, somebody can kill you. Okay? Just like somebody else can be locked up, Esau can come and lock you up too. Just like many men have come into this truth and fell out, you yourself, and when I say you, I'm speaking of all of us, man, can fall out too. So we have to remain spiritual. The devil, spiritual demon Satan, is looking for a reaction. He's looking for us to have a carnal response. Okay? We can't live like the natural man. We have to live spiritually. Okay? Let's go to Psalms chapter 20 and verse 6. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord Yahweh our power. So we don't put our trust in carnality. We put our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Knowing that this flesh is weak. Knowing that there's times the flesh gets in the way and now you feel like beating somebody's ass, man. You feel like running down on somebody for disrespecting you. You feel like showing them that you ain't that guy as a man. But see, we have to exercise patience. And I know that sounds lame. It sounds boring. It don't sound fun to always be patient. That doesn't mean if someone is trying to put hands on you, you just let them smack you up and beat you down. But if we can avoid a physical confrontation, that's definitely the route to take. And instead of, putting trust in your gun, put trust in the Heavenly Father, because many have died with a full clip on their hip. Many have died without even being able to draw their gun. Okay? Many have died with their gun in their hand. Many have died before they can get to their gun. So instead of trusting in carnality, we have to put our faith in the Lord. Some trust in chariots and some in horses. But we will remember the name of the Lord Yahweh, our power. And that's what we have to do. Because this is a spiritual war. And being in this spiritual war, it requires patience. It requires the understanding of who our enemies are and how we fight our enemies. And we combat through the spirit. The natural man isn't spiritual. And we have to cast off that natural man because naturally you want to be carnal. Okay, that's just natural. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. So the carnal man can't receive the Spirit of God. For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. So a lot of you Israelites, you're spiritually discerned. A lot of you Israelites, you're carnal as hell. And that's why you're not able to receive this word. You're still wrestling with the fact that not all Israelites look the same. Not all Israelites are going to look like your typical Negro. Some of you can't even hurdle over that, let alone understanding you're in a spiritual battle, man. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. And a lot of our people lack discernment. They have no spiritual awareness. They have no clue. They're putting faith in money. They're putting faith in their strength. They're putting faith in numbers. They're putting faith in what they're used to. They've been used to, things going a certain way. So in their mind, that's just how it's going to always be. But a spiritual man knows, okay, this is a spiritual battle. And I have to make sure I'm combating in this battle the right way. Because the scriptures is our weapon. We have to put on that shield of salvation. Okay? Being carnal, which is in all of us to do, but handling matters in a carnal way, in a carnality sense, is really a sign that you're still a babe. Does that mean you can't get mad and angry? Of course you can get mad and angry. But if you're having issues to the point where it seems like you're always getting into fights. You always have these physical altercations. Everything always seems to go physical. Then something's wrong, man. Then something is definitely wrong. Because in most cases, I'd say most fights could be avoided. All right. A lot of us get in situations where the man in us just kind of wants to get dirty. You kind of want to show what you're about. But that's that carnality. We're not in this, to be showing the world that we got hands. If the Lord blessed you with hands, you know how to lay a sucker down. Hey, that's cool, but that's not what this is. And that's not going to get us salvation. What's going to get us salvation is walking according to the word, being obedient. Okay? So we can't put our trust in carnal things. We have to wait on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And not doing so could actually get us in trouble. Let me see if I can find this last scripture. I want to say it's Psalms 22 and 5. Let me see. Yeah, this isn't what I want. Yeah, I wish I could find it. It's all good. So what I'll do to make it up, I'll stay in the book of Psalms and I'll jump down to what's that? 22 and yeah, I don't know why I'm not looking or I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. I thought both of them would be in this chapter here. But kind of just going into how strength. I'll read verse 7, Psalms 22 and 7. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. So the Lord is going to trust those who trust, or the Lord is going to deliver those who trust in him. Everyone doesn't trust in him. Everyone isn't spiritual. Most people are carnal, and they're going to have a carnal response. We have to be patient. We have to wait on the Lord. And knowing that the Lord is controlling everything, everything is going to be okay. And sometimes we just have to know that, like, everything's going to be okay. Being in the moment, you want to react, especially if you come up a certain way, or you just may have always wrestled with anger. You've always had that fierceness in you, and you don't like people playing with you because you don't play with people. All right. But nevertheless, we have to do our best to perform our duty, remain spiritual so that we're able to be used in this ministry. OK. So I pray that this was simple and edifying. All praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.